They know us.
Yeah. Well, guys, we've been waiting on Chattanooga Ed as long as we could wait. I was just saying, who should we, sitting here talking, who should I blame it on for going a few minutes late? They were both holding their breath like, who is it this week? Who's he going to blame this week? But really, Ed is on the way home from watching the game, so he may pop up. If he does, we'll tell him he's the guest. He'll believe us. So what's everybody doing? What's going on? I am not going to go all the way through the chat and say hello. If one of the panel members wants to, that's fine. If they don't, that's fine. Dragon Lair said that sure is a long 2 minutes, Bob. I know, right? I couldn't get them to stop talking, Patrick. I came in here from your stream. I always hate to leave there, Susie, and I came like 2 minutes before. And I said 2 minutes, and then it was probably 10.
Let me tell you, when you probably missed at the end, I was so excited. I saw baby Neo Carolina shrimp.
I saw that. I was about to leave, and you saw that, and I'm like, no, I can't leave now.
Did you see what happened when I turned the lights on?
Yes.
They were shrimp. They weren't even shrimp. I'm like, they were stupid snails.
Yeah. Yeah, it worked, though. I'm going to start doing that, too. Oh, my God, this snake's had 30 babies. Look at this. Oh, my God, look. Look, Floyd had babies. Floyd laid eggs. You were talking about that in your stream about using sensationalism.
Yeah.
There's a word for that when you're making a thumbnail.
Clickbait.
Yeah, and I did it like on something. What was it recently? I did it on something, but it really was. Oh, I said the end of an era. And so that makes you, and I got like 600 views on it. I'm like, wow. But it was because Roe, the cichlid, had jumped out of the tank, and I couldn't find her for 2 days, and she had jumped up into a basket on the dresser beside her. The flies found her, the little fruit flies found her for me.
Oh.
Bless her heart. But yeah, those clickbaits work. Not really.
I heard Floyd yelling.
Yeah. You hear who yelling?
Floyd.
No, that's actually Holly. I call her the neatest sometimes.
Sounds like Floyd yelling.
It's hard to tell from their way back in the bathroom. She's back there. They just had their snack, so I hope they'll behave themselves. You get dry
So, was somebody saying that they were young? I forget who it was. Was this not someone you asked to be a guest?
I don't know.
Lando.
Lando, do you want to come up?
You want me to put the thing in the chat? I'll do that.
Yes, please. Pam likes to mod.
Tell him to get his mom first.
Yeah, because he's underage.
At least his mom will say yay or nay.
How old is he? He's not that underage.
I don't know, but that's what he said in the chat in my screen.
Is that he had to get his mom since he was underage. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Mark.
And Pam, are you streaming tonight?
Yes.
I got the link. So Sarah's answering for you. Not Sarah, Star. I always want to call her Sarah because I see Sarah in front of me too. Maybe that's why. Yeah, Sam got over his psychiatric procedures. He's much better.
Pretty sure he said he's still pretty sick.
Oh yeah.
He cannot be trusted. Who's growling?
Pam wants to move her foot, it sounds like.
What?
Good to see you, Mark. And hey, Sarah. Did I show you this cut the other night, Susie? I may have.
Oh, I like that. Who made that?
Well, I don't know who made it, but I came from Trash Cat.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I love
Trash
it.
Cat, that's gorgeous. Is she in the chat? I think so.
Yeah.
I think she was.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
She's
Papa
adopted.
Taylor. Yeah.
She's adopted me as her grandfather.
Aw.
I don't have any grandkids. I just have greats. Great nieces and nephews. That's what I was trying to say. Thank God I have no grandkids. Jesus. I know not everybody feels that way, but that would cut into my snake and fish time. Seriously.
Wow. I screwed up my first 4 kids, so I might as well screw up a couple of grandkids. I'm good with that.
I think yours all turned out okay. I don't think they did.
Well, they still talk to me. That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Our problem is our mother won't talk to us, so we had to accept that. Whatever. It's amazing the politics and the dramas and stuff that go on in families.
Oh, isn't it crazy?
Hey, Mick, everyone turn back the clock 1 hour. Like, oh, is it that time yet? It's
No
not here.
way.
It's not here for a couple.
Next weekend. Next
But
weekend.
it's fall ahead, right? Spring back.
Yep.
So we're
Spring
gonna
back.
lose. Somebody told me last year we weren't going to do this anymore. I knew it was a lie.
Wait a minute. We turn it back an hour. Is that what you said?
No, I think we
No,
go
we
push
turn
it
it
forward.
forward an hour. It's spring forward, fall back.
Oh, see,
No, go back an hour.
I fell back and sprung forward. Okay, falls.
Susie's going to be 2 hours late.
I know. I'm going to be so off for everything.
You had me totally confused for a minute.
It's amazing how many people, don't, said it or they forget. Or
Yeah.
when I was working, people would still forget that stuff. And like, thank goodness, like the phone and
Yeah.
car and things like that automatically do it.
So anytime I went to church on time, the priest would laugh and say, no, he'd say, you forgot about your clocks, didn't you? Because you're never here on time.
Yeah. You were ready an hour before time to go.
Like, oh my God. I could have got another hour's sleep. What?
That's something I need to think about. Is I haven't been able to go to church that much lately, and I definitely
I've been
need it.
thinking that too. I need to get back. It was an overwhelming feeling that came over me. And I think it was because I started talking about my granddaughter and just getting her in some kind of singing group, some kind of choir, chorus, something.
Yeah.
Because I homeschool her and she's missing that part of it. And then it's, well, I'll just go to a church. As long as they have a kids choir, that's perfect. Free. They're not going to make me pay $45 for a uniform or something stupid. So, and then I can't stop thinking about it now.
Yeah. I always like to go around the holidays if I can. And my sister, I usually go to church with her. They have a little country church. That's where all my nieces were married and
Oh, cool.
babies baptized and all that stuff. Boanerges, I guess that's how you pronounce it, Baptist. What you see?
Triton making faces at me. Father Fish is saying fish aren't people. I'm like, well, Triton is. I don't care what anyone says. Triton's people. Hey, buddy.
I'm going to be playing musical snakes right after this, moving some snakes around.
Ooh. Is that good?
Yeah, to bigger enclosures, and I've been cleaning enclosures and scraping glass. And
I like doing that kind of stuff.
I went outside and got some leaves, some really pretty leaves that haven't completely lost all their color. And while I was walking the dogs, I made sure the leaves they hadn't peed on, and I brought some in and put in where I'm going to put my gopher snake. I'm going to move it out of a 20 tall to 55. So it'll lock it in there.
So what were you talking about? Your mice that you have bringing in outside snakes? What happened?
I didn't have any issue that I'm aware of yet, but that was one. I was reading an article earlier today, and it was talking about. It was actually I got a link off of I like to follow the pages like snake identifying, and of course I follow the Tennessee, and then there's just a general ID page. I'm sure there's tons of them, but I'm getting so I know most of our snakes in Tennessee now just from the ID.
Oh, wow.
Rat snakes are real easy because they always are kinky. They never lay straight, and that's the theory is that it's to break up the line of a snake. It makes them harder to see. But to me, that's more noticeable. A bunch of like a heart monitor or something. But anyway, they were saying on there that it was the time of year that mice come in and that snakes follow them. You know, snakes that are really heavily dependent on rodents and, you know, hunt around your house and get under your house. And this is the time of year they find their way in. And I'm like, oh, hell, I've got 300 mice sitting here easy. You
Oh
know?
wow.
I know. And you know, when the heat or air's on today, when the air runs, you know that it sucks that smell all through I mean, it's not a bad smell,
Wow.
but the smell of the rodents. You know that goes everywhere. So
Yeah.
maybe the snake that's been missing a year will come out.
Right? Wouldn't that be great? He could
That would
very
be
well
awesome.
still be alive.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I thought about that. So I'm thinking copperheads. We used to have a lot of copperheads around here. And I had a big king snake, black king snake, when I first moved here that I would see sunning out in the front yard. And I'm sure that's what happened to a lot of those copperheads. But I mean, I would find them all the time in the bushes. I mean, just everywhere. So I don't see them anymore. But
Did you ever get bit by one?
Nope. One time I was trimming a bush and a bird fell out of it, just like a little sparrow, you know. And it just fell out of the bush and, you know, feet up, you know. And I was like, what the hell? So I said, let me get away from here a second. And this copperhead just came down, meandered down, and went right down to where it was and saw it and started eating it. So when it got it mostly down, I got the rake and turned the rake over and
Oh wow.
scooped it. And across the street and beside me, there were fields, and now they're houses both places. But I took it across the street and let it go in that big field.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you took it across the street to that neighbor's house that's always like watching you.
It was in the field right beside his house. It was right beside their house.
You should have put it in his yard.
In his mailbox.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had several like that. One time I came home from work, and I used to work 3 to 11 shift before I went to work at Blue Cross. But like 25 years ago, I worked as like a charge nurse, or I had a couple floors. I had to oversee the evening shift, and came home late one night and put the garage door up, and as it was going up, and there's like a lip on the bottom, a rubber lip. And when it was about halfway up, this little copperhead rolled off that lip.
Oh my.
I know. And I'm like, what the? So I got my rake and I just kind of tossed that one out in the woods. You don't want to get the snakes pissed off at you. But I'm telling you, and I think about that a lot when I go out and I raise my garage door. I keep it shut because of Floyd, because if he gets in the garage. Actually, I went in the garage a couple of days ago and he was on my shoulder and I completely forgot.
Oh no.
He's like one of the snakes. He's on me, but the garage door was closed. I
Okay.
keep it closed. It's just a habit. And he said, what? Because he was like, where the heck are we? I've never been out here. And I was taking the trash out to the trash can back there. And I'm like, oh my God, it'd been all the same if the door was up, Bob.
Yeah. I want to get Sophie one of those. It's like a vet harness. So
Yeah.
that she can still use her wings, but I would like that. I would feel much better. No, because she's not clipped.
He's not either.
Yeah, and I cannot get her clipped now because of the dogs. Like she needs an escape route.
Right. Yeah.
Not that they're ever alone together.
Yeah.
They come out, she's in, and when she's in, they're out. But
Lloyd knows all the moves. One of the cats that he likes the one that was screaming a while ago, got too close to him this morning when he first came out of his cage. And he was, you know, like how you lunge at somebody to make them flinch. He was doing like that. So I'm like,
to the cat?
Yeah. And the cat, that's that old cat. And she was looking at him like, really? She didn't flinch. She didn't flinch. But he knows the moves. He's
Oh, my cat runs away. My cat knows. I got a funny feeling my cat's paw has been in Sophie's beak at one time because she was scared of that bird. Dogs aren't. The dogs.
Does Sophie have your fingers in her mouth ever?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and she's a biter. She's a biter.
He's real sweet. He's never bit me. Bob, I haven't seen your latest snakes vid yet, but did you get some eggs laid? I did. I got 4 eggs laid by a male who's supposed to be a male ball python. And the other night I went in like 3 or 4 nights and there were 3 eggs that were like scattered around it, like tossed out of the area. And it was still obviously laboring or whatever they do. It was trying to pass something else that was large, and it was a fourth egg. Well, he's been guarding that egg. Yesterday, he threw it out, and I let it stay out because it was near him or her. It was near her on the heat mat that she stays on. So I left it out, and I thought, I went ahead and she went over and got water. I have water within just a tiny bit reach. Went over and drank a bunch of water. And while she was doing that, I put the egg back right in the middle. And she's like, "What are you trying to do?"
Oh.
Yeah, so she's got it in there all that time, and I did get the other 3 set up, but they're still collapsed. I don't think they'll.
And did you find perlite or vermiculite?
I found perlite. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it seem to be holding water?
It is. Yeah. I have to add water to it though, because that heating pad, it really to keep the temperature at the correct temperature. It really evaporates it, and I've got some little holes in the lid.
Okay.
So it comes out of there.
That's pretty cool.
But I don't know if they're going to make it or not. Those little veins inside the shells, the leathery shell things, look dry to me. Before I could tell they were like veins that I couldn't see fluid going through.
Right.
They look red. Now they look brown.
Well, we'll see. Just don't get rid of them until it's time, because you never know.
Yeah, if they start.
I never know, I should say. I wouldn't know.
But the other one, the one that she has, still looks okay. Because now I've never candled it because I've never been.
You haven't been able to touch it, yeah.
But
I would put money on it that one's viable.
well,
I
the
said
other
that
3
before
were.
because she's protecting that one more than the other 3.
Yeah, the other 3 definitely were. I mean, they had the
Right.
pocket and the little embryo. One of them too. So
Yeah.
baby and all them. Well, I don't know. I'm getting concerned about those 3 because they've only withered more. They didn't plump up, and
Yeah.
most of what I read about people that do this all day long, all the time, say it's hard to reverse that.
Yeah. And I had those turtle eggs that happened to, and I couldn't.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah. They just withered. Then I tried it with chicken eggs, and that didn't work. Hey, Ed's in the house.
Hey,
Hey
Ed.
guys, I'm
Yeah,
so sorry. These late games are tough to get here in time for.
Well, it's okay. You didn't forget you were the guest tonight,
You're the
right?
guest tonight. Can you show us your tanks?
Well, there's one.
Great tour. Thanks, Ed. Great tour.
That's funny.
Half my tanks don't even have their lights on yet. I just kind of ran down here.
Cool.
Uh,
Are you working on any new art projects?
Well, I did a watermelon pleco on Pam's show. It's going to be on the wood kind of like this for the Clash next year.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if I showed you my
Wow.
Jack
Jack
Dempsey.
Dempsey. Yeah.
Came out
I
so
can't wait to paint
nice.
that. But I don't know. Probably the newest thing I made was I made a Killer Kitty. I play
Oh my
Dungeons and
God.
Dragons with Killer Kitty,
Do you
Yeah.
have a snake on him?
and she has like a little snake around her Dungeons
Uh-huh.
and Dragons person that has
That's
wings. So I
awesome.
made that, and then she shoots arrows, so that's why it has like a little quiver and
Oh,
a
that's
bow.
so cute.
Look, this one top of the bow fell off on the pan and overcooked.
Oh.
You won't notice when I paint it.
No.
And
Is
then
that,
I'll
a
send
hog,
it to Killer.
is that a hog-nosed snake?
Oh, I don't know. You'll have to ask Killer. But it's got wings.
Oh,
Actually, I
Nice.
think it's venomous.
Yeah.
venomous, yeah.
I think, are the hog-nosed rear fang venomous?
Yes,
Yeah.
the hognoses, yeah.
Oh, okay. And
Very, very mild, but yeah.
she named that snake Jason.
Awesome.
I just watched my very first, I guess it's Jason, Halloween, whatever, but it was called The End, No More. Like, I guess it was the last one. So Jamie Lee Curtis is like older than me in it. And that's the first one I've ever seen, and it happens to be the last one. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch the other 25 or whatever.
Well, we can only hope it's the last one.
Yeah.
Is there one out right now?
Yeah, I look recent to me.
Yeah.
The The last one I think was supposed to be the last one.
Was it called
That
The End?
was the one before this one.
Oh.
Jesus, that sounds like the
But-
sheriff farewell
Just
tour.
for the last one.
I lost all respect for her because she was one of these people that want to take guns away from everybody, and then she takes millions of dollars to shoot guns.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she had like 1 million guns in that movie.
Yeah.
Well,
Someone
from
said
my-
I look like her when like I'm 80 pounds ago. I have her face, but once I started gaining weight, I lost the Jamie Lee Curtis face. I'm like, okay,
Well, I like you
Whatever.
a lot better.
thank you. And you could keep your guns if I was in charge.
Yeah, and you can't get my gun, that's for sure.
Yeah,
This is starting to be like the sheriff farewell tours. You know, she has
Yeah.
one like every 7 or 8 years.
Yeah. I am really excited about the Clash art exhibit because it takes a lot for me because I don't know how you do it, Ed. I feel like I'm putting my insides out on display.
What are you doing? Something?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Oh, what are you doing?
And it's going to be in a 10-gallon aquarium, maybe a 20 long. I have to see. And I am making a 1/12 scale fish room.
Oh wow.
I'm so excited. I'm going to be able to practice with resin. And that part I haven't done. It's probably going to be a fish and reptile room because I can make terrariums a lot easier because I don't really know enough about resin. Like I can pour it, but I always get the bubbles in it no matter what I do. And that,
Oh, some secrets.
yeah.
Well, I don't have one that's not lit, but you know these wood candles, or I mean
Yeah.
matchsticks. You put that over it, and the heat pulls the bubbles up to the top.
Like you'd light it on fire first?
You don't really light that on fire; you just put it over it, and it pulls it up.
Ah.
Now, some people will use a torch, like a soldering torch,
Oh
but
God, no.
or-
We're talking little tiny fish tanks.
yeah, well, see, I didn't want the bubbles in this, so I used the match. But if I would have used a heat gun or a torch, that would have melted the top of this.
Right.
So you have to be real careful.
Now you poured that all at once or did you do it in layers?
This one is actually, I think this is just one once.
That looks beautiful. I don't see any bubbles. That's beautiful.
And it's showing your reflection upside down on the back of it.
How cool is that, right?
Wow. Cool.
Yeah, so I'm
See,
planning on doing that in a 20-gallon long, and I thought this would be perfect.
This one was 2 pours. See how the middle's like you can see a little bit of a water?
A little bit, yeah. I think that looks good.
And so I tried harder not to have that in the second round.
But the first one I think looks like it's water.
Yeah.
I like it.
And it even looks cool at the top, like it looks like
Down
water
a
on top.
goldfish should, yeah. Oh, I am so, you have inspired me, Ed, like you wouldn't believe.
Well, thank you. That's awesome. Okay, go back to everybody else, Bob.
I
Nobody
was
wants to see
reading
me.
what Holly said. She's saying she made a small koi pond with clay, like a miniature. Holly, or what?
I made one once too, and that's how I know I can't get I didn't do a very good job of getting the bubbles out. So what I did is I made little lily pads and put them on top of the bubbles so you don't really see them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
Well, the match will pull them up. It's really weird. The fire just pulls the air bubbles
Really?
right up. It's really cool.
Stack of skulls. I don't know why I would want
Right,
skulls
Patty?
stuck to us on the side.
Oh, are you talking about this stack of skulls?
Oh my, yes.
Yeah.
This is a model from the Scrunch Princess, Sarah, and you can watch her on Pam's show. And she did this art piece, and she did it with watercolors. So when I painted this, I couldn't do watercolors, so I just tried to make it look like watercolors. I think I did a pretty good job. But one day, Bob and I need to go to Nashville and visit the actual art piece because her art piece is in Nashville.
Oh wow!
And
Isn't she
I would
in
like to get.
Australia?
Yeah, she lives in Australia, but Ginger Graves won that piece, and it went for
Yeah.
it was like almost $500, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She really wanted it.
I'd like to get a photo of them side by side, and then I was going to mail that to Sarah.
She wasn't off when we went over there a couple weeks ago. She wasn't off, so I didn't think about it. I could have taken your piece and got the picture together, Ed, and if somebody stole your piece, you know.
Yep. I'm giving it away anyway, so it won't bother me. This way I don't have to pay for shipping. No, that's terrible.
And
No,
I've got
shipping is expensive, man.
And I've got,
Well,
I know, I just live an hour from Ed, and I got him a piece of art from Rack, and I'm not going to ship it to him. He's going to have to get it when I see him.
Yep. Well, those heads are all hollow. I filled them with paper towels, and then I wrapped the clay around a paper towel
Oh, so
to
they're
make it
not
a
heavy.
lot lighter.
Yeah.
So, what is a filter log hide?
Oh. Well, let me
I'm
see
thinking
if I've
when you
got
say
one. Here's
filter,
one
do
of
you
them.
mean like
It's a sponge filter.
a sponge filter? Oh,
I've made a couple. I'm going to start making these and selling them on Etsy.
oh, that's what Patty was talking about.
You see, the sponge filter goes behind. I use a big piece of PVC. I flatten it out a little with a torch. You can see how I burn the PVC. But then I make and this one I'm going to put like a little moss or something out of it.
That's really cool.
And so your sponge filter will go behind, and that's in front.
And that's Sculpey. Is there a coating on it or something?
There is. I painted it with what's it called?
Concrete.
Drylock.
Okay, yeah.
And
wow.
I painted it with two levels of Drylock. So I did the dark brown and then the terracotta over it, but lightly to make it look like wood.
Wow, that's great.
Thanks.
And what's a PVC? 4-inch?
It's actually 5-inch. I bought 6-inch and it was just way too wide. So I did the 5-inch. Wish I had I don't have a sponge filter next to me to.
I was wondering if it'll take a large. For sure it would take a medium.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish I had one.
Do you see what Mickham said? You could make those for trophies for the next fish competition.
A golden fish for the winner, right? A silver fish for second place.
Those one fish are for the Fish Fam Fantasy Football League that I run.
Ah.
Okay.
And June, Only Oscars and PN Aqua, they won last year. So one of those is each of theirs. And then I want to get the thing that slowed me down is I haven't found an engraver because I want to get a little engraved plate to stick on it. But I'm just going to put this up before I break it.
Hi, Oink Master. Welcome.
You want me to show you? Oh, here's another log.
Yes, please.
My favorite hide is actually in the other room.
We're inspecting your tank while you're up.
Oh, wow. Look at that. You can actually put a plant in there.
I like that one
Yeah.
better. I like the roots
Now,
better.
you keep the PVC on the bottom so you can kind of dig that into the substrate.
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
Nice.
Let me go show you guys I'll go get my favorite one of all time.
We'll be here.
I love this, man. I love it.
I love when Ed does show and tell. I love
Yeah.
it. He always has something going on, something interesting. I don't know if he heard me say hello, Oink Master. He ran off. We saw.
Hey, Oink Master.
Who is Wiki Feet? I don't get out much anymore. Patty will do the same. I feel like it's somebody.
Is it somebody we know?
The picture looks familiar, but I'm not sure. It's somebody that knows everybody. So that's all. I just wonder when people change names who it is. Patty's Beta and Guppy Gal. I finally got used to that. There he is.
Okay, this one is not my favorite of all time, but Coro asked me to make a castle. So I made like a little castle one. And I haven't cut it down yet. I cut like a chunk of it off, but when I'm making it, it's easier to have a long piece to hold.
Oh wow.
That's almost like
castle.
a turret.
Yep, just some type of tower or something. But this is my favorite one.
Oh yeah.
This is my Mayan.
That looks
one.
so good. That looks so good, Ed.
Yeah, it does.
And it's tough because you only can use so many colors because that paint only comes in like brick colors.
Well, it comes in gray too because I use that for my reptile enclosures.
Oh, okay.
Different
Well, then you
shades
have
of
it.
gray, dry lock. Yep.
Yeah. Well, and then I'll show you what I add to the dry lock.
You did that one on Pam's too, I remember.
See, I use this stuff.
That's what I. Okay,
Change the
that's the
color
part
of the
I
dry
thought
lock.
you were using cement color. Okay,
Quickly. Okay.
but that by itself would not work well.
No.
Okay.
You just need a few drops to get it all changed colors.
Oh, that's so cool.
But what I'll do is I'll take that red dye and I'll put 5 drops in one thing and 2 in the other. So then when I have 2 different colors of red to overlap each other, and it just makes things look so much more realistic when everything's not the same color.
Right. When it's the same color, it does look very fake.
Nice.
That is beautiful, Ed. You could make some amazing things for terrariums too,
We've never done that before.
especially for like a frog waterfall. You need something that hides the pump.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man!
Dragon Lair said you can color it with dry lock.
And
You can
acrylic
color
brush.
it, with acrylic craft paint.
I haven't finished this. I need to take a router to it, or a Dremel to it,
Mhm.
but it's going to be the gates of Moria, or the gates to get into
Yeah.
Moria. And so I'm going to have a blue light behind it, so it's going to shine through, and you'll see through all the cracks the blue light, kind of like how they saw the Elvish writing on the walls.
Hey, Alec, I hope you're doing well. He says, man is better than the logs, Ed. You're a fountain of creativity.
Oh, thank you. I also have, do you know who the creature from the Black Lagoon is? They called him the Gill Man back in the day. I made
my!
Is that
hand.
Bob?
Yeah,
Let's see.
that's why I'm nodding.
I made this on Pam's show too. It's this guy from way back in the day. Do you remember him from like from 56?
I remember him coming up out of the lagoon, black and white, and getting a lady. Yeah.
Is that just Sculpey?
Yeah, it's just sculpty.
Okay, cool.
But this is paint that couldn't go underwater. It's just, just for a fun deal. So yeah, I've just got fun stuff all over the place.
Oh, okay. The reptile people make backgrounds for the reptile cages with dry lock with acrylic.
Ah.
Yeah, Ed, when are you going to start doing some reptile stuff for those of us that have reptiles too?
I've never done anything like that.
I know.
Going to look into trying to make a giant alligator head for Dr. Anthony, but I think it might cost me a fortune. Because I think it's going to cost an awful lot of clay. And then to ship it will be unbelievable too. So
well,
that's
now, do you do a tinfoil a body and then put the clay outside, or do you do solid clay?
You can do that. I've done tinfoil for some of my things. I did tinfoil for my weird fish
Right. My
for this
daughter puts
one.
tin foil inside of everything. Yeah.
I love
But,
that. I thought that fish was gone, Ed.
I broke its thing last week. One of its flippers.
At my sweetheart Ed. Oh.
Hi, Oinky.
Oh.
Ed, you knew right away who that was. I'm
I know, right?
surprised with all
I
the
did.
fans you have.
I've been having a pretty bad day today too. My
Uh-oh.
Chiefs lost,
Hmm.
and I'm depressed because this is a team they should have won. I think they overlooked them. Oh well.
Like the new
Go back.
picture.
Go away from me.
Go
I'm
wait
reading
for that
the
to
chat.
say.
Get to reading the chat, and I don't know when you stopped showing us stuff. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just gluing now.
We'd rather look at you than us anyway.
No way. We have two lovely ladies up here.
Pam's hiding behind.
Sam's hiding.
Yep. She's got
Oh, where did I
curlers in of it.
I lost my flipper. I was
Uh-oh.
just holding a flipper.
I know that feeling, Ed.
It's sitting on the fish.
Remember the TV show Flipper?
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Flipper, Flipper.
Flipper. That should be our theme song for the Tennessee Fish. No, Flipper's not a fish, though, is he? No.
He's a dolphin.
Yep. A mammal at that. Anakin is coming up how soon?
Did I tell you I started watching the Petticoat Junction?
Yes.
And I cannot believe what was common back then to say and do. Like, on how like ridiculously stupid women were and were good for nothing kind of thing. But I was like, what? And they say that out loud? Have they no shame? Now I'm watching it and like, wow, that was really the way it was.
Yeah. Those, was it the nieces? I think there were the 2 or 3 nieces. There were 3 of them. But
Three
Aunt B, well, not Aunt B. What was her? Kate. Kate had it going on
And Uncle Joe, who's moving kind of slow at the
junction.
Petticoat.
He used to have a little pet chicken that he held, but I don't remember what happened to that.
Oh. I think I just like the feelings I got when I watched it. Like, it brought back when I was a little kid with my brother. We would run into my parents' room and they had a little tiny black and white TV, which we thought was so much cooler than the big TV in the living room because, it was portable, but we wouldn't want to move it.
Yep. I remember the very first show I ever saw was that I can remember watching, besides like Romper Room or something like that, was like The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Oh yeah, I remember that show.
And we would watch that on my grandmother's farm, and then we would get out at night, snakes, everything, barefoot.
Wow.
And walk about a quarter mile down through the woods to her brother and my great aunt's house. And we had like these little toy periscopes, and we would be looking in at them watching TV, and we get tickled watching them. Just old people sitting there watching Rawhide and stuff like that.
We watched Red Skelton.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was fun. Yep.
Clemka Diddlehopper. Yes. There's a couple of specials about him. He was quite the philanthropist in a quiet way.
And I don't know what they were, but there were some shows we weren't allowed to watch. We had to go to bed. I'm like,
I don't know what that would have been.
I think it might have been All in the Family. I think that was considered very.
Oh, we used to sit down and watch that as a family.
Yeah.
But there was some shows that were like Benny Hill. Did you ever watch Benny Hill?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was on later, I think, when I was a teenager.
Yeah, it was on late on PBS on late.
That was the one that I wasn't supposed to watch.
And then when Color came in, it was laughing. That was another one we weren't supposed to watch because I didn't even understand the humor at the time, but And
We weren't
Hee-Haw.
supposed to watch Three's Company either.
Oh, she just died, didn't she?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Janet.
No, Janet Wood. My mom's name is Janet Wood. Isn't that funny? And
I met her in
name
real
is
life.
Janet Wood. Yeah.
Suzanne
you?
Summers.
Yeah, I was at Comic-Con and I wanted to get the autograph of the girl who replaced Suzanne Summers.
Yeah.
Because she
Chrissy.
was in House of a Thousand Corpses. And so I wanted to get her to sign this autograph because I had a bunch of the people from a House of a Thousand Corpses. And she says, well, what about Janet? Or whatever her name was. And I was like, no, she wasn't in it. And so my buddy bought a $10 autograph from her because she was selling her.
Wow.
They autograph for free, but they sell a 8x10 for like $10 or $20. And so he bought a card from her and said that she was his favorite from the show.
Yeah,
So
somebody
nice
else just died today or yesterday.
Yeah.
Harry
Yeah,
did.
Matthew.
Period.
Chandler Bing. Yeah, and Suzanne Summers just died a couple weeks ago.
She
Yeah.
was Chrissy.
Too bad.
My the pain doctor that I go to has a picture hanging in his waiting room with her. I took a picture of it because I think she had died the day before, and he had gone to like some anti-age because they do Botox there too, not just for pain but for people that want to look younger.
Yeah.
So he had gone to like 12 years ago because I saw him then like that next day. I said, "What about Suzanne Summers?" He said, "Yeah, breast cancer." He said, "She was a real sweetheart. I met her." And I said, "Yeah, I saw the picture in the lobby." He said, "That was like a conference for the doctors." And she was so sweet.
She was one of the people that's like started the big money for actresses
Yeah, they didn't want to
because
pay her.
she sued them for a better contract and they refused to give it to her. And that's why she got kicked off of Three's Company.
Oh, wow.
They fired her. Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep. It's amazing that's still going on too, you know.
Yep.
Leading men in movies make twice easily what women do in leading roles. It's crazy. I don't get it. I guess men are writing the checks, huh? That's the problem. This was going to be my Halloween costume, and Pam begged me not to do it, so I'm going to do it.
I don't have my costume. There we
Oh
go.
my gosh.
I
Got
got
2
that.
days to come up with something.
I saw that at the grocery store. I could maybe last year, but around Valentine's Day, and I got it and I put it on Pam's stream, and nobody thought it was funny, so I just took it off. Saved it for Halloween.
That's funny.
Poor
I think
You
it's
know, she has her rabbit ears, her bunny ears, her Mickey Mouse ears.
Mickey Mouse, rock the house. Mickey Mouse, rock the house. Our president of the fish company, she has like a fish hat of the fish club.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Rick.
Aqua Garden Zen. Oh, I'm getting tired, guys. Woo, what a day. What a day.
Yeah. I was wondering how long it is till Kenny comes up. Of course, we don't have to stay here. I think we've got about 10 minutes left. Susie, if you need to go ahead and go on. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Get out of here. That's not what I meant. You know what I mean. It's we'll pay you for the full hour.
Oh my gosh,
He
you're
called
funny.
me during the game, but I didn't answer
Who did?
because I didn't know if he was going to make fun of me because the Chiefs were losing or if he needed something.
Oh,
Who?
I figured if he needed something, he could text me.
Kenny?
Yeah,
Oh, Kenny.
Yeah, he was gonna make fun of you.
'cause I'm not
Probably.
answering the phone during a football game.
Right. Just got back from the gym. Going to glue some corals to the rock. That's fun. I think I've glued my last corals, but that's fun. All right, Susie, I'm going to take you down since you're
All right, yeah. I'm sorry.
semi-conscious.
I am
Semi-conscious.
Hi,
Thank
Susie.
you,
You're
guys.
awesome.
Bye, Susie. Love
Bye,
you.
guys.
Behave. Bye. She really has it rough, you know, because she homeschools her 6-year-old granddaughter. So by the end of the week, she's worn out. So what? Tomorrow's Monday.
You've got
We
to
won't
fix
hold
the
it.
starter on my truck.
Still not fixed, Ed? Are you?
Well, it broke yesterday. The
Oh,
starter.
what
I
was it
had
that was broke?
before it was a bad connection just from the battery to the cables. I'd replaced the cables and I put the grease on there, and they said it was bad grease or something. And it was the stuff they gave me at the shop, but they wiped it off and put other stuff on, and then they fixed it that time. But this time, I drove my car around to the front of the house, loaded it for the big fish show yesterday, or fish swap, and this is like 6:30 in the morning. And then I get in my truck and the starter won't turn on, but I've got full power, like all the lights and everything else. So it's just, I know it's the starter. So I didn't want to deal with it during football games today. So I'm going to deal with it tomorrow. But I had a lot of fun at that fish swap, Bob. Hardly anybody showed up.
I didn't know anything about it till I was talking to Mitchell. You missed a good show last week, I think it was. Mitchell was back on. And he
Yeah.
was telling me about that he was bringing you some goodies, and was I coming? And I said I hadn't heard anything about it, but I don't really belong to that one or go. And I decided not to go, to stay home, thinking I would go to the Repticon in Atlanta this weekend, but so far I didn't. Well, the weekend's over, so.
Well,
She's green, Huawei. She's green. So she's mod. I thought I had done it.
I bet they had 500 people at the fish swap in spring there. And this time, I bet you they had maybe 50. It was not hardly anybody.
Wow.
I only sold one T-shirt.
Wow.
But I sold it to Nancy B from Tennessee.
Awesome.
And she's super cool.
Is she from Chattanooga?
No, she's from almost up by Clarksville.
Oh, I don't know her.
Way north of Nashville. But it was I sold a whole bunch of John's fish. Because John from Select Pet?
Right.
I asked him if I could be behind his counter or with him at his table. And he said, sure. And man, I had a great time selling fish because you get to talk to everybody.
Right.
And he had a muppy. He didn't even know he had a muppy on his table. He said, look at this guppy with the big tail. And I was like, dude, I think this is the first muppy I've ever seen in my life. And it was a great big guppy, but it had a super thick tail like a molly.
Yeah.
And then it had the guppy big fan.
Nice. Did you get it?
And he sold it for $2. He said all the girl guppies try to get him to date them.
Right. They get his genes, his genetics. They were running.
Yeah, they all think that he's a female because he's such a big guppy.
Ah. So they want to hang out with him. All the pretty girls hang out together, you know that.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, this guy's big yellow and red muppy. Wow. It was awesome. And somebody that knows nothing about fish got him, so it's probably dead already.
Yeah, probably. And lived 2 years. And I think they're sterile, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly. You never know. I looked at its I almost said basilia. I looked at its junk and it looked like it was there. I'll just say it like that.
You pulled its pants down.
Got a podium.
The
got a podium looked healthy.
Intact.
This sounds terrible.
That may be why all those females were swarming around him. Who knows?
No, it was the male guppies wanting to be with him because I think the male guppies thought he was a girl.
I've been sitting here watching which mouse I'm about to feed to a corn snake that will only eat live, and I always pick the little boys out, not the little boys, the big boys that are going around humping on the young girl mice. I don't know why. I just figure, well, buddy, you just had a good time, so now's the time
to die.
Right? Yep. What a way to go out. Well, it creates, they're running around screaming. I don't know if you can hear him. He's chasing two of them. I'm like, And I'm like, y'all split up, go different ways, and he can't chase you both, you know.
Well, and then he might be worn out for the snake by the time you drop him in too.
They're never worn out, Ed. They never worn out. They've got that, what do you call it, pumping in them. They're horny little, can you say that? They're sex-sided. That's all they've got on their mind, so. Yeah, the last one I had to do that too was Friday night when we were on Reptiles, and there was a big one that kept doing that. And I introduced him to the Brazilian rainbow boa. It was a short friendship, but hear him squealing. It's the same one, yeah. Same one. So it's time for him to move on. I've got like 300 of them now, Ed. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the man at the shop keeps begging me to sell them to him. I'm like, no, then I have to buy them back. So I'm not doing that.
Hey,
Anyway.
Bob.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in this red-spotted Severin? He's almost completely healed up now. But I don't want to put him back with, he's in the 200, but I don't want to put that red devil in there with him. So I was thinking about just filling the 200 with Congos and rainbow fish.
That'd be nice.
But I don't want to kill him or anything. I don't know what to do if you'd have a space for him. If you don't have a space for him, it's okay.
You could go in the 180 behind me there. I've got 2 other Severums in there. They're not real big. They're juveniles, you know. They're not a pair
yet. He's got
yet.
a little scar tissue on one eye, but he didn't lose his eye. I'm sure he can still see out of it, but he's got a little bit of whiteness on it.
Yeah. Well, that won't bother me. It's not like I have guided tours through here. You know, I never have anybody in here.
Well, he's such a beautiful fish.
Yeah, if you want to do a meetup one day, and I'll bring your art and
awesome.
Anything else we got outstanding. Somebody was wanting a T-shirt the other night on the stream. And now I can't remember who it was. The Tennessee Fish Mafia.
I've got to set up that Etsy account.
The color that I got, I think I had that one on, and somebody was wanting that color, that new color.
Well, the next time I order 100 T-shirts, I think what I'll do is I'll get 20 in like 5 different colors. But I don't think I'll do one in the color you had, so you're always the only person with that burgundy color.
Oh, really? Yeah, like purple, like the Pope or the Codfather, or
yeah,
or no chrome.
Cool. It looks cool.
I like the color. Somebody else did. They were asking about it. So I thought about getting some from you and what you calling them, reselling them for more. People are wanting some of those. I can't remember who. Freaky Fish Lady. Well, should we close it out? I think Kenny started or just about to start, and I don't like to go over unless we have a guest that's in the thick of something. So.
That's cool. And I'll call him and see what he wanted right before his show to mess with him.
Yeah, give him time. Get him upset before he goes live. Get him laughing.
Just in case he needed help with tonight's show or something. I don't know.
Right. Get him laughing before he goes live. Well, I'm glad you made it, Ed. Glad you made it. And Pam, we'll see you, or I'll see you. Pam's going tonight, Ed. It's going to be an art stream, I think.
Yeah.
So maybe see you there too, maybe.
What time?
The usual time.
Okay, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to go and watch the football games I missed with my dad because we were recording those. And if I'm free and able to come, I'll show up.
All right. Well, thanks, chat. Thanks for participating and showing up. And thanks for the links. And thank you, mods and members. And by the way, I'm going to start doing something for members. Actually, I'm not sure exactly what, but I'm going to do some little giveaways like mugs and stuff like that. I already started talking to Susie about doing some stuff for me. So, all right.
You could sing happy birthday to them.
Yeah, I want to recruit members and keep the one that I've got in. Yeah, you
have to be careful because YouTube told me because I was going to do something like that, and YouTube wouldn't let me get members until I said that I was not going to do any giveaways because it's like against the rules to have to be a member to get a giveaway.
No, they don't have to be a member to get to
Yeah.
get a giveaway. No, I'll probably just go back and give the members a cup. It just depends on a mug or whatever they want. Just I don't have that many members, so it's so they have something from me. All right, bye. Pam's trying to get me in jail. She's going to turn me in, Ed.